The cracks in Anne Boleyn and Henry VIII's marriage were beginning to show. They had a difficult winter in 1534. Anne had possibly had a miscarriage or a stillbirth a few months earlier. Arguments were abundant. Anne's dog had died. Henry had mistresses and was actively spending time flirting with young women in front of Anne. The relationship between Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn was often marked by unpredictable passion and turbulence. This seemed to be another trip around the wheel. And by the beginning of 1535, it seemed they had been reconciled. In the aftermath, a grand summer royal progress was planned. They would go to 25 houses and royal residences in what was called the West Country. This was the first time Henry would go on progress since Anne and Henry's daughter, Elizabeth, had been recognized as the heir to the throne, and his daughter Mary had been officially declared illegitimate. This royal progress was to be an elaborate affair filled with hunting, jousting, and feasts. Its aim? To promote Henry's marriage to Anne Boleyn, volatile though it was, and gain support for the Reformation. A Reformation that began so he could marry Anne. Nicholas Poyntz was the owner of Acton Court and was an important courtier at the time. Nicholas was Protestant, an important distinction. Nicholas would have been just the sort of person Henry would want to foster a relationship with in the current political climate. Nicholas also had a very close relationship with Thomas Cromwell, Henry VIII's chief minister. Nicholas was the vice admiral and had commanded troops during the rebellions that had happened in Ireland in 1534. Nicholas had gained quite a bit of favor with the king for all of this, and so with that in mind, he used his connection with Cromwell to get Henry and Anne to stop at his home during the royal progress, a visit that would bestow significant honor and clout on the host. When the royal progress was announced, Nicholas immediately put in motion a tremendous renovation plan of Acton Court to impress Henry, Anne, and the entourage of several hundred staff and courtiers that would be joining them. The schedule was announced, and it showed that the royal couple would be at Nicholas's home for 2 days. On the property was a service building that was immediately demolished. In its place would be a whole new wing with rooms that would quite literally be fit for a king. A presence room, a great chamber, a bedchamber, and a privy chamber were all constructed. Friezes were painted on the walls, plasterwork and stucco were added, as well as an incredibly expensive large window made of small diamond-shaped pieces of glass connected together with intricate leadwork, creating a spectacular dance of light when the sun shined through it. All in all, the project cost more than £500, or more than £360,000 today. All of this was done with the very real possibility that Henry's plans could change or plague might break out and the visit could be canceled and not happen at all. In this instance, the visit did happen, and on the 22nd of August, 1535, Nicholas was knighted during the visit on the 50th anniversary of his grandfather being knighted on the field where the Battle of Bosworth took place, the battle that would begin the Tudor dynasty and make Henry's father king. The royal progress of Henry and Anne through the West Country was cut short due to plague breaking out in Bristol in October of 1535. It's quite possible that exactly during this time, Anne would become pregnant for the last time and suffer a miscarriage 15 weeks later. Anne Boleyn was executed on May 19, 1536, 200 171 days after visiting Acton Court.